fancy stands.
Fantastic.
There's a screwdriver there if you like to adjust it how you want.
Bronze and final. That's usually how it works, bronze and final.
I'd say a much better setup than last time
the
for you guys.
pronunciation for the names.
Mic is live too, which we turn it. So the mic switches work. Both should be in the middle. This is just down, but it's still you kind of have to talk like that to be able to hear you. So what I would do is go like this. You guys chat, and then when the game starts,
As long as it's in the middle.
You have to be on the same in the middle, yeah. But if you were a quiet talker and this was like a quiet area, you could turn it all the way up. But, so if you go like that.
Hello everyone from Kitchener, Waterloo, Ontario, Canada, back for weekend 2 of OCs. Today we're live the bronze medal game for Ontario Championships for the 17U boys. We have a great match between the Leaside Thunder and the Maverick Rangers. Should be a great matchup.
It should. These teams have been playing 3 great days of volleyball, and I know that they are probably not where they wanted to go. I'm sure both teams would have liked to be in the finals, but hey, they're still here and competing for that bronze medal, and I think what both teams have showed us over the weekend is that they're fighters, so we can expect a good game.
Should be a great game, and aside from the bronze medal, there's also some big implications for national. There still is a lot on the line still right now.
Absolutely. So I think that one thing that the viewers should know right now is Leaside came in actually as a 14th ranked seed, and they're here playing for third. So a great tournament for Leaside. But I was talking to the coach before the game started, and he said that it was they did a lot of work throughout the year, stabilizing their block and their defense, and according to him, that's really what made a difference for them this tournament this weekend.
Fantastic. What we've seen from Mavericks all season long is great first contact, the ability to run a unique offense in both tempo and out of system, and some very athletic players all around. So it should be a great matchup.
Yeah, and speaking to Bruce Dunning just before the game started, he said that he was going to give a little bit more court time to those players that haven't seen too much court today in the playoffs. So we might see a different lineup than we're used to with the Mavs, but they have so much depth that it's going to be a good show for them this afternoon. Seems like, speaking of the starting lineups, seems like we're starting here on the Maverick side with trying to see the numbers here from the side is not as easy as from the back, but I guess we'll be updating you on the players on the court as the game progresses, as the game's just about to start with number 4 from Leaside Thunder, George Carrera, the setter at the serving line. Serve down the line. Hard to control there from Abdelaziz. So ace for Leaside to start this bronze medal match. How important is serve receive going to be in this game, Shane?
Well, very important. We've seen Leaside all day today, serving very aggressive and very strategically.
That's Doug from Leaside. Transition ball blocked, and it finds the floor. Great block here from the Mavs. The Mavs here might have a little advantage from the blocking perspective in this matchup, but Leaside defense is a very good one, so it's going to be interesting to see. Serve from Ottawa. We're trying to play a combination here in the middle, but that's Doug. We're in transition ball on the outside. Let's see it in the net. Abdelaziz with an aggressive hit here, but maybe a bit too much. Bring the ball down. Score is now 2-1 for Leaside.
Yeah, you can see the setter there, Jackson Dunning, is showing to his hair. It was his fault. That set was inside, a little low.
Dunning again. Recovering a ball here. That hit was covered. Sent back as a free ball to Leaside. Ball to the outside. It hits the block. Oh, ref's going to call a carry on that one. That was a tight one, but hey, block was not aggressive. We didn't penetrate across the net. We can really see that from this angle. And, well, we see what happens. Try to play in the middle here. Confusion on Ottawa side. Ball to the outside. Another hit in the net. Seems like the players are kind of maybe a little bit tired from their semifinals or a little tentative here, but a few mistakes here to start that first set. Caswell with the serve. Set in the middle. It's dug by Ottawa. Transition ball to the outside here. Libero set to the outside. Duke can't put the ball over the net. That's a mistake on Lee's side. 3-3. Now the beginning of this first set of the bronze medal final. Shane, did you know that the libero from Leaside has only been playing volleyball for a year and a half.
That is amazing. He's had a great tournament. You cannot tell, but he has had that little inexperience.
He's been showing up for his team, and we could see it in that previous point with that nice dig. He's been a difference maker for that team all tournament long, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him do the same thing in this game.
For sure. He's been the catalyst for their team defense. He's a great leader, good team moral, good support, high energy. He's everything you want in a good libero.
Nisakana with the kill for Ottawa. 4-4 now between Leaside and Mavs.
Nisakana is a very athletic right side. You'll see him get a lot of balls this match.
Absolutely, and he's now on the serving line with the jump float, aggressive serve, control by Libero, set to the outside, and point Leaside. Now, in the semifinal, for those who were there watching, you would have seen that play happen more than once. Those Leaside outsides are very, very good at playing with the hands, and they're going to have to keep being efficient at that if they want to have a chance against the Mavs tonight. Kill here for Mavs, bringing the score back to a tie, 5-5. I think both teams are still kind of studying each other and studying the base of their offense in this game. Abdelaziz at the serving line for Ottawa. We're trying to block that free ball coming over, but that turns back on the Mavs.
Seen a few uncharacter-like mistakes right now on the Mavericks. I'm sure they're probably still getting their head wrapped around after a tough 3-set loss in the final, but I assume they're going to bounce back pretty soon.
Good pass here. Tied to the net. We'll play the dump. Hard to control. The free ball is going to come back to the Mavs, but we have a hard time controlling it. A bomb set. That's outside. Number 8 from the Mavs, Alexandre Iluard, has a hard time controlling that ball and is not able to put it back in play. That gives a 7th point here for Leaside, taking a 2-point lead. Good serve on the libero here. The C-ball is hit, and the C-ball finds the floor. Number 2, Mitchell Newert for Leaside with the back row point. We haven't seen a lot of C-balls, I find, throughout this tournament. It's not a ball that the setters like to use. How big of a difference can it make to have a big right side hitting from the back row?
You know, we've seen all the top teams in this age division run more C-balls, and it just frees up the front row attacker. It gives space to the middle attacker, just adding another option to the whole overall team offense. It's a most invaluable contact in men's volleyball.
That's a nice dig here from the right side, Newert from Leaside. And that hit on the cross court is aggressive. Daniel Tudor pulling the block to be too aggressive, and we caused a mistake here on the Ottawa side. Confusion here. We have to send a free ball to Leaside. Sending to the middle, touches the block, and we're kind of caught off guard here on defense, and the ball finds the floor. 11-5 for Leaside, and that's going to force Dunnings to take his first time out of this game.
Yeah, and that's what we've seen Leaside do all day so far. They've served really aggressive, served strategic, and they're being fantastic in team defense and transition attacking and really going after the block. And right now, they're still feeling probably positive momentum. You know, they weren't supposed to get to the semifinal. They weren't supposed to get to the bronze medal game. So right now, they're in a positive state right now. You can see the Mavericks are a little bit still frazzled from losing that tough semifinal. I'm sure they're a little bit frustrated. But I'm sure they're going to turn around here after a very good timeout from the Bruce Dunning.
Absolutely, and when you're trailing by 6 at the beginning of a game like this, you kind of, you have to pull your players together and reestablish the basics and the game plan, and maybe bring the emotions down or back to the moment. So let's see what happens here as we resume this game with still Nico Duke from Leaside with the serve. Float serve, aggressive. Abdelaziz puts the ball up on the attack line. Set to the outside, and Hilura just can't put his hand on that ball, and that floats out. 12-5 now for Leaside. And we're going to see a first substitution here on the Maverick side. So number 10, Alexandre Saint-Denis, takes over from Hilua. And that causes Nico Duke to maybe have a little moment here that unfocused, and we pull that serve out the end line. 6th point here for the Mavs. So to the outside, and we pull the ball out. Tudor here wants to do a little too much. Maybe we're trying to find an outside hand. It's kind of hard to tell from our angle here, but we know that they like to play in the hands. But maybe try to do a little too much on that one.
But that is the only first hitting error from the outside attacker so far. So been very efficient from Leaside so far.
Absolutely, and one thing you're going to notice is, and we see it on that last point, Leaside doesn't get a lot of kills hitting the ball straight to the floor. They have a lot of deflections, but they're playing hard defense and hard cover, so it doesn't matter if they get blocked. They'll take that ball back, and they'll try to get another hit out of it. We see it now. Oh, nice dump here by the setter from Leaside. Cadera takes everyone by surprise and puts the ball right in floor where nobody was to bring a 14th point to his team.
It's always a good time for a front row setter to dump is in transition when they're moving laterally along the net.
Saint-Denis with the set to Saint-Denis, his brother. Set to the outside. We're controlling that ball. We try to keep it in play, but unfortunately, it just floats out. 14-8 now for Leaside. And Dunning at the service line. Newer with the roll. Nicely done. Everyone was expecting the hard hit, but takes everyone off balance with that nice roll. Really well executed.
There again, you see the effectiveness of that C ball coming from the back row, spreading that block around. Nice roll shot.
Absolutely, and when you have everyone expecting you to hit hard, that's a very effective ball. Set to the right side. Newart again with a hard hit, but that's Doug. We're going to take that ball back to the right side of Ottawa. Sutter digs the ball. Libero set to the right side. We have to give the free ball. That ball was a little bit too much inside the court. Saint-Denis with the hit. It's Doug. Oh, and that ball is hit from the 6-meter line, and Caswell here very patient, and it pays off as he tracks the ball really, really well with his eyes and hands, and is able to put that ball down. 15-9 now for Leaside. We have Saint-Denis back at the service line. Spin serve. Spin serve right to 5. Ace. Ottawa for the 10th point here for the Mavs. I think Duke thought that ball was going out.
Yeah, he seemed a little bit surprised by the angle of that serve, but that was a good serve by Saint-Denis and a good time for them to go on a run, down by 5.
Saint-Denis is going to go back to service line with his spike serve. And here he goes. Serve to 6. It's passed. High ball to the right side. Play it off the block. It's dug by Saint-Denis. Nisakanda with the hit, and seems like he was a little off balance. He a little overran that set a little bit. Had to kind of jump backwards and was in an awkward position. And makes a mistake. 16-10 for Leaside. Abdelaziz with the hard hit on the outside. Goes through that block. It's going to be important for Ottawa here to stay aggressive on their shots, despite the few errors that they made at the beginning of the set.
For sure. They're still getting their feet wet. They're still figuring out their timing right now, but a great fix by Jackson Dunning on that first contact. A nice aggressive swing by the left side hitter.
Absolutely. Another point here off the block for Leaside. Nico Duke with the wipe on the left side hit. Nisakanda here getting the ball in his elbows almost. He seems like he's so high, it's hard for him to put the ball and put his hand on the ball. And here he goes with that hit. That's called out. Ooh. That was close.
That's a mistake that he can make all match. I mean, that's a nice high, hard swing. Just missed out by a little bit.
Set to the middle from Dunning to number 13, Richard Bucher. Nice run here in the middle for a 12th point for Ottawa, who's trailing by 6, 18-12 for Leaside. Missakana with the serve. Set to the middle. It's blocked. Comes back on Ottawa. We're going to have a high ball here on the outside. Abdelaziz with the hit. Nice block from Leaside. Big block. It seems like Abdelaziz is going to have to find some solutions here.
You know, he's swinging really aggressive, but that's the second or third time now that block's been formed really well on the ball, and there's just nowhere to go.
The overbomb here. Ball on Leaside on the outside. That rolls in the middle. It's Doug. Abdelaziz with the roll. It's Doug with a nice pancake. And that ball is going to be blocked. Point for Ottawa. 19-13 now for Leaside.
You can really see in that rally how Leaside's trying to win their points. They're trying to put up a solid block, make a nice good dig, and try and get those transition kills. And right now, they're having high success. That's the first time I think they've lost a rally after having a quality dig.
Gilles Ruard is taking his spot back on the court. And Saint Denis returns to the sideline. And bring that ball back here on Leaside after a bad pass. Gives a free ball to Ottawa, and they capitalize on it with a nice run in the middle. Bucher here with the kill.
You know, Bucher is not a very tall middle, but he's always scoring. Finds some great angles, very sharp.
Seems like there's a lot of those middles in the OVA, in this 17U age group in the boys' side. A lot of those, you know, shorter middles, but with good skills, you know, good passing skills, good technical skills, and good angles on their hits.
For sure, you know what I mean, and scoring is scoring. It doesn't matter how big you are. As long as you find a way to score, he's a great block, great defender as well. He's a very skilled middle. It just shows that, you know, size does not always matter in every position, and that there's room out there in our sport. The Leaside Libero is a small little person. Jackson Denning is a small person. Bucher is still 6'4", but he's not necessarily a big middle. So there's positions for people to play in the sport as long as you have the skill to back up your athleticism.
Oh, absolutely, and those skills are what drive the game. I mean, if you see the higher level, the players that are able to control those skills, and not just one skill, right? The players that have those multiple skills that are complete. I was talking earlier to Brandon Willis, coach of the men's team at Queen's University, and she likes to say, you know, to be elite, you have to be complete, and I think it summarizes what you're trying to say here with those skills.
For sure. I mean, I think Glenn Hogue, our national team head coach, says it best. You know, they keep looking for global athletes that have global skills and not being specialized in just one or two aspects of the game. It doesn't rhyme, but staying the point.
Substitution here on the Mavs side. We have Wolodarski joining the crew on the court. Duke with the serve. We're gonna have to send the ball back as a free ball. Seems like it touched the antenna, or was it just outside the antenna? It's tough to say from our angle, but that gives a 22nd point to Leaside, who's now leading by 8, if my math is correct. Oh, and that ball is played here on Leaside, and it's going to be blocked. Confusion. That ball was high. People didn't know if it was going to go out. Touched the net. It's in, and point Mavs. Bucher here at the end line for serve. Both serve. Newert having a hard time controlling that ball. That ball is hit. It's taken in defense by Abdelaziz. A high ball off the net in 4. We have to give a free ball to the Leaside. Another free ball here given to Ottawa. Who's going to be able to capitalize on it? We're sending another free ball over. And it's Neward who's going to put that ball down. Ooh. It's called out.
You don't see the jump bump that often. It's too bad they lost that rally.
And a wipe here. Number 11 from Leaside, Tudor. That's his game. Leaside came really, really close to beating Pac-Man in the semifinal, and Tudor was all over that left side hit. Played in the hands of the players, and he seems like he's doing that to the Mavs now.
Yeah, Ottawa's having a real struggle right now trying to pass this first contact, and they're having a real struggle trying to stop that Leaside left side attack. You know, they're going to have to get this stuff figured out at the end of the first set, beginning of the second set. This is going to be a 2-0 loss.
Absolutely, and actually set point, for Leaside. We have Ottawa sends the ball back to Leaside, who has the free ball. That's the inside set. Inside set, and Tudor hits that ball back to 1 beside the block and scores with that line shot. Well done, and that provides a 1-0 lead in this bronze medal final for Leaside Thunder.
Well, it's great watching them play today. You can really see their system. They're trying to run an aggressive tempo, challenge the blocks on the outside, and they really care a lot about team defense and transition attack. And, you know, so far today, it's caused a lot of teams a lot of problems, and they've been very competitive and very successful.
It's hard to play against a team like that because they slow down the ball a lot on blocking. They dig a lot of balls, and they bring the ball back to you. And they force you to really create your points and score your points and earn your points. And if you're a team like the Mavs right now, whose players are kind of a little bit tentative or they don't seem to be very inspired, well, it forces you to actually sometimes make mistakes, and it gives the result that we see right now in this first set. Shane, how do you think Bruce Dunning, coach of the Ottawa Mav, is going to adjust in the second set?
Well, I mean, Bruce is a great coach, and I think we're going to see probably a similar lineup that they played in the semifinal match. You know, give some of his, if you will, veteran or starters probably back on the court together. And I think they're going to respond quite well. They're typically a good first contact team. They run a really good system. They're very athletic. I think how they played in that first set is an anomaly of what we've seen them their whole year. So I'm sure now, they're probably over the emotion of losing that semifinal. I expect them to respond very well and very aggressively here in the second set.
Absolutely. These guys are very competitive, and I know that Dunning really likes to give court time to all of his players, but I mean, in a bronze medal match like this one, you still want to leave this tournament with a bronze medal. So they were not successful with their second lineup, if I may, or with that particular lineup in the first set. So we see an actual very different lineup now. Starting the second set, we have Nisikana on the court, Wolodarski. We have the St. Denis brothers, Dunning setting, and we actually have Alexander Ryu in the lineup too as a medal. So we'll see how that helps Ottawa in the second set of the bronze medal match. Dunning with the serve. Dunning with a serve, and he starts with an ace. Similar start as in the first set, but in favor of the Mavs this time. Shane, with your experience coaching, I mean, I'm sure you've been in this situation. If you're Leaside here and you see Ottawa with that different lineup, how do you approach it? What's your reaction?
I don't think they change anything. They're challenging the left side block. They're finding ways to score in service receive and in transition. So to me, it's Ottawa who has to catch up to their own game before Leaside should make any changes. So, I mean, right now it's Leaside's playing great. Ottawa's needs to start playing back up to their own capabilities.
Codera with the serve. Floats Wolodarski with the pass. He gets the set. It's dug by Leaside. We're playing with the right side here. Set over. Dug by St. Denis. To Nisakanda with the tip. Dug by Tudor. Tudor with the hit on the cross court. It's dug. We're going to recover that ball, and Nisakanda with the hit. Long rally here. St. Denis hesitates. That was a great slow down by the Ottawa block, but that little moment of hesitation was what it took to let the ball fall on the floor.
Yeah, another Leaside rally, right? 4 digs in that rally, but find a way to win. They keep extending the points until Ottawa makes a mistake, an uncharacteristic mistake.
Serve on Wolodarski. That ball's an over bump, and Tudor does not hesitate on that one. He puts that ball straight down. So is Wolodarski a target here for the servers of Leaside?
I believe it's not necessarily him as much as serving behind the setter, and that's a difficult ball to receive and a difficult ball to set out of.
Nisakanda with the hit. Straight down. Kill for Ottawa. Brings the score to 3-1. 3-2, sorry.
Yeah, you know, when Nisakanda, when he gets his approach through the ball, he's got a very high jump, very athletic, and he'll terminate the ball right away.
And for the viewers that are watching this webcast, just for your information, when you look at the score is actually inverted right now. So make sure that you don't base this on the Ottawa side of the court or the Leaside side, but really look at the name of the team under the score. Tudor with the serve. Wolodarski with a pass. Set to St. Denis on the outside. Nice hit down the line. The setter from Leaside can't control it. And it brings the score 4-3 for the Mavs.
Fantastic set by Jackson Dunning all the way across the net. Freed up his hitter for 1-1. Great line attack by St. Denis.
Caswell with the float serve. We're going to play out of the left side. Oh, and big block here by Nisakanda. That's the kind of play that Ottawa's going to want to have to kind of bring the momentum back to them.
For sure. You can see their reaction as a team after that, right? High energy. They're trying to get themselves still going a little bit right now, but that's more like Ottawa we've seen the whole year.
So confusion. Number 14 from Leaside, Griffin Richards. Makes a mistake here tracking the ball and is in the way of the setter, and they kind of bump into each other. That gives a 6th point to Ottawa. Caswell back at the serving line. Short serve, taking the pipe out. Newart with the hit. Hard hit on the cross court here. And they bring the score to 6-4 for the Mavs.
Yeah, Newark's been a great middle for this team all year long. He even actually passes a couple times. He swings out of the right side. I mean, he's a very good attacker.
That's another thing we see in this league. The 17U age group is a lot of players, playing different positions. And that's a good thing. And it tells a lot about the kind of work that our coaches are doing with the players, making sure their players have those different skills that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I think Newark's been a passing right side for most of the day, and that's unusual, but good on them for creating a system that allows him to excel in his skill base.
So Nisakanda is going to be going to the end line here with the serve. 7-5 for the Mavs. And that toss seems like it's a little bit too much in front. Serving the net, giving a 6th point to Leaside. Newart at the serving line. Dunning with the middle set. It's recovered. The reset. The reset to Ryu on the 30. Nicely done. Nice kill here from Alexander Ryu from Ottawa Mavs. Wolodarski with the roll on the libero. It's Doug Kadera with the set. And nice roll here by Nico Duke to give Leaside a 7th point.
That's the 4th or 5th time they've now made a roll shot on the outside and have found a way to score around the Ottawa defense.
Misakana with the hit. Ball hit. Powerful hit down the cross court. It finds the court. Point Mavs. That's the kind of hit I like to see.
Yeah, another good example. Another great set from Jackson, making the long set, and a great job of the right side, really getting through that on that C ball.
So you might have seen an adjustment here on the score. That was our mistake. Seems like our scoring person here missed a point. So the right and the correct score is going to be 10-8 for Mavs. Rio with a short serve. On the middle. The ball is set right back to him, and he scores on a non-aggressive block here put by Wolodarski. Didn't have too much intention in that block.
You know, anytime you can run a first tempo middle attack, you're always going to have a good result.
Dunning with the left side set. Big hit. Goes through the block. Wolodarski with the kill for the Mavs. Carry. This says Leaside.
Jesus. Oh.
We're having a little technical difficulty here with our microphones. I think we're back. So Wolodarski at the end line with a serve. That serve is in the net.
Hey, we got that one.
12-11 for Leaside. For the Mavs, sorry. So that serve was a little bit long. It's going to bring the score to 13-11. That is the official score of, of this second set of the bronze medal match. Caswell at the end line. Muir with a hit. It's blocked. He covers the ball. Going to set it to the outside. Seems like we touched the net here on the Ottawa side, but that wasn't seen. And Ottawa player Saint Denis on the outside finds the court and scores a 14-point, and that forces the coach from the Leaside Thunder, Salvatore Taccone, to take his first time out.
Yeah, that's now 4 points run. Now we've seen Ottawa back into their usual system, and Leaside's play has dropped down a little bit. So Ottawa has an opportunity here to take control of this this second set.
It's good to see that Mavericks team back into their typical energy and intensity, the intensity that they didn't really showed in the first set. So Leaside is going to have to adjust now to this kind of, well, this new team and this new energy that Ottawa is bringing to the game.
Yeah, I'm sure Leaside was preparing. I mean, at some point, Ottawa is going to become who they are, and they're a great team. They've been great all year. And this really, it shows how difficult it is to win Ontario Championships. It's a marathon. It's a grind. And, you know, it's taken them a set and a half to get their emotion and their skill ready to go. But I think they're about to start taking control of this set. We'll see how Leaside responds now with this push from Mavericks.
So Caswell's back at the serving line. 14-11. for Ottawa. Set to the right side. Roll by Neward, and he scores again. Neward is really, really good today at hiding that roll shot and surprising Ottawa with it.
Oh, for sure. We've seen Neward and Duke both use that off-speed roll shot in the pot, and it's really stretched out the Mavericks defense, and they haven't been able to dig it in transition yet.
Same thing here with that middle set. Ryu is very effective in the second set for Ottawa. He gives another point to the Mavs with this nice middle hit.
Fantastic middle combination there.
And Nesikanda back at the serving line. He missed his last serve. And that serve barely passes the net, and it's dug.